Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Burnham Gardens. Today I'm going to take you on another full garden tour. It's been about 2 weeks since our last one, and the garden has grown quite a bit, so I just want to show you everything we got going on here. So let's go have a look. The perennials are just taking off. Black-eyed Susan's over here. Not quite sure what I got going there. Got the bleeding hearts. These guys have just come in really nice and beautiful and pink. This empty spot here, I got a bunch of daffodils from a friend of mine and I planted the bulbs there, so those will come up next year. The lilies here are just going bananas. These guys should be sprouting in a couple weeks. The hosta in the back is looking good. These purple guys here, bunch of them ready to bloom in the next day or two, and that is what they'll look like. Very cool flower. And we got a couple more of those over here. Our friend the Trillium, he's still holding out, but he's getting towards the end of his season, that's for sure. Should have a coneflower popping up there sooner than later. Our ground cover is getting the nice little purple flowers on it. And this patch here, I added some more of those daffodils, and we have some hosta volunteers. Maybe I'll dig those out, and if anyone wants some hostas, let me know. The big hydrangea bush is getting nice and leafy. Coming around to our phlox corner. The phlox is all coming in nice. We got the white in front, the purple in back. That should look very cool when it's all in bloom. Our daylilies down here are doing really well. They should be, again, all these lilies should be blooming by mid-June. Big tiger lilies back here. We also have my new lilies on the side. They are going to be white to complement the orange. Ground cover rose bush is getting really leafy. We should start seeing some blooms soon. The weather hasn't been helpful. It got really cold the last few days, but that's okay. And then over here we have another daylily. And again, should be looking at some blooms come mid-June, so perhaps by our next 2-week garden tour. We got the rail pots all potted up this weekend. Just some nice decorative annuals there. A couple lemongrass, a couple hanging baskets ready to go up. I got these baskets made. These are lemon balm and lemongrass. Hopefully will deter some mosquitoes because they are bad here. And this is exciting, folks. So our perennials from our first video are starting to come up. These are the gladiolas. I count six spikes so far, and I planted 10, so hopefully they all come up, but I'll be happy with 6. Peonies looking really good too. We got 5 big buds and 4 smaller ones, so potential for a lot of flowers there. And then the lilies on the other side of the house that we just looked at, this is the main plant that they've come from. They're all splits off of this one, so they all should be blooming around the same time. My wife's hanging basket is hanging in there despite the cold weather. We got our decorative pots all potted up this weekend too. I want to show you guys down here. This is exciting. Our dahlias are sprouted. So again, from our perennial video, this is the dahlia plants that we planted. One has sprouted. You can see the other one's just starting to poke through there. So that's very exciting. Asparagus bed's doing well. I did put a couple tomato seeds in there. I think that's them coming up here, so we might get a couple tomatoes out of this bed this year because we won't get any asparagus for a few years out of that. And our blueberry bush that we planted is doing really well. Got a lot of future berries here. Look at all that. It's taken nicely to its new home, and should get a nice harvest of berries off that thing. Right here is a morning glory plant that I've planted, and I'm hoping it will vine up the deck here and add some cool color and greenery to our deck. I got more potatoes planted this weekend, so we finally have our whole potato harvest planted. So I got russet-style potatoes in the purple bins, and then yellow banana potatoes in these guys here, and this little bucket as well has the same little banana potatoes. We've used a lot of our agro mix. Now to the main garden, and things are looking pretty good here. We did get, we had a frost warning, but I didn't suffer from the frost. I actually had a bunch of my plants eaten, but that's the way it goes. I don't take any precautions for my plants, so I can't be upset when the animals take a bite. Strawberry plant is doing well. We should be getting some strawberries off of that in the next couple weeks. My peppers are all settling in nicely. Got a lemongrass. I gotta figure out where I want to plant that. My beans are coming up here well, along with some cucumbers and sunflower, and this is another tomato sprout. These are the 60-day tomatoes. We'll talk about those more in another video. My radish crop is getting there. Those should be ready to harvest in a couple days, probably by the end of this week. This guy's got some tomato sprouts in it. This is a full tomato bin, so this one's not quite taken off just yet. Then over here, some more bean plants. As you can see, some of the damage. Someone ate one of my bean leaves. That'll happen. Got some nasturtiums in there and some purple Brussels sprouts. My basil plant got eaten alive, but we still got a couple little leaves. Hopefully that comes back. And the rest of this bin was filled with lettuce, but that all got eaten too, as did the leaves on this bean. Over here, this bean had its main leaves eaten, and this bean lost one of its main leaves. So, it was a pretty rough weekend for the garden as far as getting eaten goes, but it's the price you pay. These square pots here are all cosmos. They're starting to sprout. All of these random pots here are just decorative flowers that I planted that are going to be going around the deck area once they start to sprout. But pretty exciting couple weeks. I'm very happy with where the perennials are at. And there you have it, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this garden tour. I got to be quieter this morning because there's still some people sleeping at my house here, but that's okay. We'll check back in another 2 weeks and we should have some major bloomage going on. And hopefully, in the meantime, all my plants don't get eaten. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any tips or tricks, please comment down below. And if there's any topics you want me to cover in a future video, please let me know. Stay tuned this week. We've got a couple videos coming up as well. Thank you guys for watching Burnham Gardens. Come back next time. We've got a lot of gardening.